Welcome back to the Animated Arcade. I'm John.
I'm Aaron.
And we're continuing our go-through of the Super Mario Bros. Super Show and The Legend of Zelda in its air date order.
So, there's something new about this podcast. At least one thing.
And what's that?
The name.
Yeah, we, as alluded to in a couple previous episodes, we've decided to change the name to something that requires a lot less explanation.
Something that sucks less.
And something that isn't too cute for its own good.
Yeah.
And I was warned about this when we started. Aaron had reservations about the old name, and in the end, he was right.
It just took John having to explain to someone who has never seen the show what the podcast is about for him to realize the name sucks.
Yeah, it's only funny if you already get the joke, and if you already get the joke, you're already listening to the podcast.
So, might as well make it something where it's nice and easy and doesn't pigeonhole us into only being able to do Mario cartoons.
Yeah, which was always going to be about the plan eventually anyway.
Yes.
But as it stands right now, if you want to watch the episodes we're watching today, you can watch them on the Wild Brain Superheroes YouTube channel.
Amazon Prime.
Buy the DVDs.
Go back in time and watch it on...
It was syndicated.
Whichever TV channel you wanted that was airing it at that day.
Yeah, for us it was YTV, although that was after the show had originally aired.
Yes.
And also, I want to add, you can watch it on the N-Circle TV app if you have Roku or Amazon Video
Fire?
TV. Well, I think like an Amazon TV or Fire. It doesn't say specifically Amazon Fire. I only have a Roku to test it on. But if you have an Amazon streaming device, you should be able to get the N-Circle TV app. And it's got Super Show, Mario 3, Mario World, Zelda, with no live-action segments, but that's just the way it is now. It's got Inspector Gadget, some of those crappy Inspector Gadget sequels.
Inspector Gadget goes to the movies?
I don't know if it has that, but it has Gadget Boy and Heather.
Oh.
Yeah, and Gadget and the Gadgetinis. And some of those terrible CGI Gadget movies. But it's also got that really good Carmen Sandiego cartoon from the 90s.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Not the one from Netflix?
No, which is apparently really good. I just haven't seen it. Now, N-Circle does own that. It's just not on this service.
Okay.
But
it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. Yeah, it's a Netflix original series, if I remember correctly. So,
there's another thing that is new and changed. You might notice a change in audio quality.
Yeah, we picked up some real equipment. We're using decent mics, not USB snowball mics. We got one of those fancy PodTrack P4. Zoom, yeah. The Zoom PodTrack P4.
Yes.
So we've got buttons that allow us to do this. That probably needs to be a little louder. There we go. That's pretty good.
It also has buttons that allow us to transition into the live action.
Yeah, which we're going to do in just a moment. Because the episodes we're watching today are the live action segment Flower Power, which, we're going to spoil it right now, was not about hippies.
No.
We were so sure it'd be about hippies.
Yes.
It's almost about the opposite of a hippie. And the cartoon is Hooded Robin and His Mario Men. Originally aired October 16th, 1989. So with that said, let's get into the live action segment.
All right. First time pushing this button for real.
We're the Mario Brothers and plumbing's our game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. If your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers. Hooked on the brothers. Yo.
All right, Aaron. Yo. Lead us off.
All right. So, Mario is cooking pasta sauce.
Which has never gone bad before.
No.
He totally didn't lose Magic Johnson's prize trophy in the last batch.
Hey, that worked out better for everyone.
Yeah. But I mean, that's partly because we knew it was the last time we'd see Magic Johnson.
Yes. Good friend of the show, Magic Johnson. Mortal enemy of Aaron, the travel plan man.
Yeah.
But Mario goes telling Luigi he has to try it. And it's the best that he's ever made.
Yeah, Luigi's at the table fixing something with a screwdriver.
Yeah.
It's like a cuckoo clock or something. I didn't get a good look at it.
I wasn't paying attention.
No, this was one of those.
I think spoilers, bottom third.
Well, we'll see.
But they end up... Luigi tries out the pasta sauce, and he's like, yo, Mario, this is the best pasta sauce I have ever had.
Made.
No.
Oh, no, you're right. Luigi said that. I'm sorry. You're right.
And Mario goes, it's like, oh yeah, it's a secret ingredient. Oh, what's the secret ingredient? Seeds. It's seeds. Dehydrated vegetable seeds.
Insert that clip from Sonic Boom here.
That is some interesting cocoa.
Want to guess my secret ingredient?
If he says love, I'm out of here.
Okay, continue.
As they're talking, Mario stops and goes, uh-oh. And Luigi's like, what's that oh about? Oh, nothing. Uh-oh. What? And then...
nothing. Definitely nothing wrong with your neck.
Yeah. And at this point, we're already seeing vegetation coming out of the coveralls.
Yeah. Specifically from his collar at first.
Yes. So he goes to the mirror. It's like, what is going on? Like, what is this? Well, at least it matches your coveralls. Because it's green.
Yeah.
And that's funny. It's good stuff.
Yeah. And that's where the live action segment's like part A ends. So it's not one of those. It's one of those ones where you don't even see the guest star until after the cartoon.
Yeah.
So we watch the cartoon and we come back, and now Luigi's really got vines and crap coming out of his sleeves too,
And bell pepper off his back of his collar.
and an ear of corn.
Yes. So the door knocks.
As it so often does.
We really need that as a sound effect. It will make this whole thing a lot more streamlined.
Yeah, that's been taking a lot of time out of my day.
I know.
So Mario answers the door, and it's...
Young MacDonald. He called Old MacDonald's farm.
But Old MacDonald is at a tater convention.
So his son was in charge and had to take over.
And his son is some kind of nerd.
Yeah. Yeah, slightly chubby, glasses, the whole thing.
And he's played by...
Scott Nemes. We'll get into him a little bit later.
Yeah, and only for a little bit.
Yeah. But goes through, takes a look at Luigi. It's like, have you tried cutting it? Oh no, it doesn't look ripe yet. For all this different vegetation coming out. So he asks for shears, and Mario hands him tiny sewing scissors.
Yeah, I think they wanted something that would be... Well, he said, do you have clippers?
Yes.
And I thought they were going to be like tin snips, metal clips, or something, or even just regular scissors. But no, just...
Do you think we didn't see it and it was nail clippers?
No, but they look like the kind of little scissors that are in one of those manicurist kits.
Yes.
Right next to the nail clippers, between the tweezers and the emery board or whatever.
Yeah. So, young MacDonald goes to town and...
I've heard that song too. Unfortunately, it's not safe for a family audience.
And we are a family podcast.
We certainly are.
So young MacDonald goes to town, snipping off all the vegetation off Luigi.
Yeah, which is pretending to make clipping motions with the scissors while just pulling the things out from where they're taped to the inside of Danny Wells' sleeves.
Yes. So as this all goes on and happens, it's fairly standard play. Turns around, scene cut, movement, turn back, and Luigi is fully grown with vegetation again. Even more this time with eggplants and zucchinis and cucumbers and other gourds of some sort.
Yeah, because Mario had Young MacDonald turn away. There we go. Sorry, folks. I'm trying to find a good level where you're not hearing too much hiss. We're not in our usual recording environment, so we're a little further from our microphones than normal, especially with the new microphones. But they have Young MacDonald turn away because Mario wants him to look at that vegetable garden in that bathtub with the scarecrow.
Yes.
Which we get the official name for in this episode, and it is the Tub Garden. Which makes perfect sense, but I've just never heard of it called that.
Yeah. So, they get back from the tub garden. And boy, is it nasty outside right now.
Yeah, we open the window for some light, and there's a lot of it because there's a lot of snow bouncing the light in.
But there's no sun whatsoever.
Not a lot. In case you couldn't tell, this episode didn't capture our attention.
No. So... It cuts to
the preview for Zelda.
And this is one of the things. So this is the first one we watched on the Wild Brains Superhero YouTube channel.
Wild Brains Superheroes.
Yes.
Yeah, and the version on the YouTube channel doesn't have the Zelda preview clip, probably to keep them from accidentally copyright striking themselves, which would be hilarious. They make pennies on the dollar on those uploads anyway, but it's an episode we recognize. There's not even any coyness about it. It's going to be the episode Doppelganger.
Yeah.
Which is a good one. Like, I think it's legitimately one of the best of the episodes. So we'll, look forward to that in a few episodes' time.
Yes. We get back and they're sitting on Young MacDonald sitting on the couch.
I've heard that song.
That one is safe for kids.
It is.
And Mario flipping through a book, trying to find information on what's going on with Luigi. And it's veggieitis.
Veggieitis. They didn't want to say vegetitis, because that sounds much worse.
Yes.
And and they say it happens once every 300 years in Brooklyn.
Yes.
And it does come, in fact, from eating pasta sauce with plant seeds in it. It's like, okay. And did he say what the cure was, or did it just work itself out?
The cure is eating a rose.
Right, and that's what causes that.
So, and all the vegetation will fall directly off of him.
And it works. Luigi gets a kiss from a rose, and his vegetitis is cured.
The only issue with that is he gets rositis.
Yeah.
Which will work itself over the course of a week.
But for that week, he's got roses coming out of his ears.
And Mario says, "Oh, look at the bright side." What bright side? At least you smell better than you have for a long time.
Everybody laughs, and we do the Mario. And I think this is Luigi getting a bit of karma for being the conniving one when little Robert came to visit last time.
Yes.
Oh man, what if Mario had put seeds in that sauce and little Robert went home and started growing corn out of his head?
I don't want to think about that.
No, I've thought about little Robert too much as it is.
Yeah. Oh, so this one here it's not the worst that we've had.
No, but it's boring as heck.
Yeah, it is the worst performance I've seen out of Danny Wells and Lou Albano.
Yeah, they really, Albano at least tried a bit, but at this point I think they were getting tired of the, this thing is happening, I better call for help, and it wasn't very dynamic. We don't know much about the directing for these, but...
And they didn't even use the pizza phone.
No, they just... between the act breaks, that's when they had called.
Yeah.
And I mean, fair enough, that makes it faster, but...
Yes.
They spent a lot of time on the setup.
And the setup wasn't good.
No, and neither was the payoff, so it doesn't even out, but it doesn't go anywhere.
It compounds, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely in the bottom third, like you said. It's not at the bottom, but it's in there.
Yeah.
Just because it was boring. Like, it wasn't funny. And it's almost like it didn't try to be funny. It's just some stuff that happens.
It is.
The guest star had no charisma, no talent, in my opinion.
And this was the third last time they acted, so let's get into it.
Yeah.
So, the guest star is Scott Nemes. Nemes.
Uh-huh.
And he was born in 1974 in Los Angeles, California. He started off acting in 1985 in Punky Brewster as Willie in one episode. There's a lot of one episode acting for him.
Okay, so we'll just get some of the highlights.
Yeah, so there was, The Magical World of Disney. 2 episodes as Wendell and First Boy.
He looks like a Wendell.
Yes. Out of This World, ever heard of that show?
Nope. Well, maybe not.
Straight Up?
I think so, but I couldn't tell you why or how.
The Gary Shandling Show.
I've heard of Gary Shandling. I didn't know he had a show.
Well, he did for 71 episodes, and he was in each one of them.
Who, this guy?
Yeah, as Grant Shoemaker.
Oh, okay.
He was also in The Wonder Years.
Well, that I have heard of.
13 episodes as Ricky Halsenbach. And then he is still active, just not as an actor anymore. He's now a producer, and some of the stuff that he has produced actually seems interesting.
Oh, yeah?
I talked to you briefly about Class of Lies, which is about 2 college roommates who solve true crime issues with their podcast, and now they have 12 episodes to solve the most important one. So I'm pretty sure someone's going to be trying to kill them.
Yeah.
There was Hannah, which is about a girl who grew up in the woods being pursued by a CIA agent and unraveling who she is.
Okay.
And a series called Citadel, which looks like it is a spy series. There is a total of 17 episodes. There's Citadel, Citadel Diana, and Citadel Honey Bunny.
I see.
His first 2 producer credits were Soul Good, which has a 5.2 ranking,
Uh-huh.
and My Baby's Daddy, which has a 4.5 on IMDb.
Out of 10.
Out of 10.
Oh, boy.
So, it looks like he has been improving throughout. And like I said, he's still active. Citadel Honey Bunny and Citadel Diana both came out this year.
Well, it's good to know he's still active, and it's also better to know he's not in front of the camera anymore, because I didn't care for him very much.
No, he didn't have the charisma, he didn't have the acting chops. This felt like the most called in since Magic.
Yeah, it's like, some of them are like, oh, we're getting these celebrities. Presumably they got him because of the Wonder Years.
That came out after, didn't it?
I don't know.
I
I thought that was an 80s thing.
91 to 93.
Okay, so never mind. The Wonder Years got him because of this.
Yes.
No, okay, then, I don't know. Some of these are just audition pieces, I guess.
Yeah. But
So nothing from that body of work you've described makes me... Oh, the Gary Shandling show, maybe.
the Twilight Zone as well. Twilight Zone, the movie, he was in.
He's one of the ones who made it out of that one alive.
Yeah. The A-Team.
Okay.
One episode as Robert.
All right. I think we got the gist of this guy.
And Meatballs Part 2.
Huh. Electric Boogaloo.
He was Butterball.
Of course he was.
Oh.
So yeah, that was Flower Power. It would have been better with hippies.
Let's get hooked on the brothers.
Yes.
Now, Evil Koopa and his troopers are up to misbehaving. They kidnap the princess, Mushroom Land needs saving. Abusing and confusing, everybody discovers they can't help but be hooked on the brothers.
All right, the cartoon Hooded Robin and his Mario Men, and it's interesting.
There's a lot to talk about for this one, for everything.
Yeah, this is it's one of those episodes. You'll see what we mean the more we go on. But the Mario crew are going through Sharewood Forest.
So it was Sharewood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the more they said it, the easier it was to hear. Because I thought it was one of those, like, when they were in Victoria.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's Sharewood Forest, where the evil Sherrif of Koopingham is stealing the gold coins from the mushroom villagers.
Yes.
And
which are particularly upset, but in a different way.
Yeah, it's not those same mushroom villagers, except for maybe that guy.
Yeah.
They had different eyes, for one thing, and different mushroom caps.
And mouths.
And mouths, except for that guy.
Yeah.
There's always that one guy with the weird Homestar Runner mouth. But anyway, they're following a map towards the castle, and they get strung up in a net trap by the sheriff's goons, who are Koopa Troopas in armor.
Yes.
And everyone's alternating between having their Koopa Troopa spears and bows and arrows that shoot plungers / giant suction cups.
Yes.
And the Koopa Troopas address them as Hooded Robin, who they've never heard of.
Yes.
And they try to convince them that they're plumbers. And you'd think the Koopa Troopas would be like, oh yeah, it's the Mario Brothers.
Kill them.
Yeah.
Kill them on sight.
Instead, no, it's freaking, you don't think you can fool us, do you? And then from off screen, you hear King Koopa telling them to retreat and go into the forest and pick every daisy in the forest and bring it to him.
So they do just that.
Yeah.
And we get introduced to the new character of the show and crowd pleaser, Hooded Robin.
Yeah, who is a slightly more humanoid Ostro with a Robin Hood hat.
Yes.
And who speaks with a vaguely British accent, like all great Robin Hoods do.
Yes.
And is definitely voiced by Harvey Atkin. And his gimmick, besides being a Robin Hood, is he can do voices, like King Koopa.
And this will bring us into so many different animation errors.
Oh, man. Yeah, there's a lot in this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to cheat and look at the list because I know I've forgotten some of them, but we'll get to that at the end.
The fact that we could forget some of them.
Yeah. So we've got, they're still strung up in the net, and Hooded Robin cuts them down, making sure to catch the princess so she doesn't land rough while the rest of them land in the brambles.
Meanwhile, the princess could have just dress floated down.
Yeah, we've seen her do it twice.
Yes. And it almost looked like it with Hooded Robin helping her down, so...
Yeah.
Maybe he did, just so that he could look like he was helping.
Maybe. Pardon me, it's kind of a, damsel in distress thing.
Yeah.
So you get Hooded Robin explains to them what's going on, that the sheriff has been, taxing the crap out of them. It's typical Robin Hood stuff. They don't have any coins left. And they go to the village where we see how, upset they all are.
Yeah.
And there's one little kid who's voice modulated to hell and back to make it sound like a little kid. And I'm going to put a clip of that right here because it's hard to describe, but you'll know it when you hear it.
Friends, I'd like you to meet the good mushroom folk of Sherwood Village.
Except we don't have anything to share no more.
Oh, you poor child.
That mean old Sherrif Of Koopingham up and snatched all our gold coins.
We'll help you get your gold back. Right, guys?
Sure, Will. Jolly good. Hooded Robin and his Mario men shall stop Koopa in his greedy tracks.
I'm all for laying out lizard lips, but how do we find him?
A cinch. He's on his way there.
But anyway, they look back at the same animation of Toad pointing at the map, but it's Hooded Robin supposedly pointing at the map, but it's definitely Toad's hand. And they finally start making their way to intercept the sheriff in his covered wagon full of money.
Yes.
And they do that by setting up a phony toll road.
Saying that it's Koopa's toll, that he put it in place.
Yeah, which sounds like something he'd do.
Yeah.
But he claims he stole the money fair and square and he's not going to pay it. And after getting shot at with some of those suction cup arrows, Toad agrees to take an IOU. But that was just to stall everybody so that Hooded Robin could... what was it? How did it play out?
So the Mario Brothers and Princess Toadstool end up coming out with plunging arrows.
Yeah, and Mario and Luigi are wearing red and green Robin Hood hats.
Yes.
And the princess just has a Robin Hood feather sticking out of her crown now.
Yep.
And then Hooded Robin swoops in and...
gets the Koopa Troopas put a cage into the back of the carriage.
Yeah, well, no one is looking. Well, Hooded Robin is preparing to swoop down.
And steal the gold from inside.
Yeah.
And swoops right into the cage.
Yeah, I feel like there was something before that, but I think that was just one of those voice things.
Oh, yeah.
Which, like I said, we'll summarize those. There's a lot of those where a character is off-screen.
And the other character is saying the words that the off-screen character is, like fully animated.
Yeah, they just...
Oh, that was it. When Toad was doing the toll thing, it cut to Koopa, who was saying Toad's lines in Toad's voice.
That's right. Now I remember. Yeah, that was I think that was the first of those.
That was the first one. It wasn't the last.
Yeah, so now Hooded Robin's in this cage, and everyone else is just standing there watching.
As they ride off into the sunset to throw him into prison for death.
Yeah, so they're in... Koopa gets to his castle, and Hooded Robin is in his cage in the dungeon.
Yeah.
You know, double indemnity. Asks him how it feels to be a jailbird, which is fine. I would have put that in there too. So no notes. And we get a few Koopa Troopas grousing about being on guard duty because supposedly they're mean and cruel and they could handle the hard stuff, so why are they out here? Or at least the one who talks is. Everyone else is just standing perfectly still.
Yes.
And then the Mario Brothers and Toad and the princess show up with a cart full of, I guess, plumbing stuff? What was in that cart?
Yeah, plumbing stuff. Pipes and...
Yeah. And, now... The Koopa Troopa immediately knows that they want to show him how to improve the moat.
Yes.
I feel like they must have cut a line where Mario said something like, you know, well, we're here to look over your moat or make improvements or something.
Something like that.
It just cut to the Koopa Troopa saying, you know, there's nothing wrong with our moat or something.
Yeah.
I feel either I missed a line or there just wasn't one.
That was another thing that I noticed is it felt like there was something missing. And it's like, oh, castle inspection. It's like, there's nothing wrong with our moat. It's like, And then it's like, oh, well, you just need to bring it to a modern mode.
Yeah.
Think of your dream mode. Close your eyes.
Close your eyes.
Boiling water. Barbed wire.
And he doesn't mention it, but it also shows like satellite dishes and security cameras.
Yeah.
And then the Koopa Troopa mentions man-eating trouters, and one of them flies at the screen, and
he screams. And,
yeah. He scares
man-eating trouters.
Yeah, and the trouter says that.
Yeah.
As it lunges at him.
Which is another case of...
Yeah, that wasn't even supposed to be that.
Yeah.
And then the Koopa Troopa wakes up, nearly falls off the bridge, or does fall off the bridge, but jumps up and gets pulled back up by the others.
Which is an impressive feat.
Yeah. And that allows the crew to slip past them.
Which brings us to another fantastic part of this episode.
Yeah,
maybe the best part of this episode.
Yeah, maybe one of the only good parts of this episode. Because Toad tells them that Toad wants them to run faster and tells them
to put on the pasta power.
Yes. After like 7 episodes, the pasta power count is once again raised. We are now at
15.
Yeah. As of episode 31. We've been at 14 for a long time, so it's nice to see it go up.
Yeah.
So we've got they managed to... How is it they shake the guards?
Oh.
Didn't they like hit the brakes on the cart and they go flying, or knock? They knocked them all over? Or
this
did they
one didn't stick with me.
Yeah, I think they just sort of escaped them. The fight scenes later.
Yeah.
During the cover song, which we'll get to. But the princess pulls out a magic potion portal door.
Right, that's how they get away.
Yeah, they run really fast and they get to the spot. And she takes out the potion, which is a potion, not a bomb. And
I'll use the magic potion.
Yeah.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye.
But she gingerly places the potion in this little opening in the castle wall. It's like one of those archery holes. What's that called?
I don't know.
But you know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was an archery hole.
Maybe it's just a little inset.
Yeah, I thought it was more of an inset, like where you'd put a lantern.
Well, you know what? That's more likely. But anyway, she gently sets the potion there, and it makes the door appear, and it's pretty much on model, but it doesn't make the sound.
No.
And there was a few sound effects that seemed to be missing in this episode. There's something really half-assed about this episode. The timing is all over the place. The writing is way down the ladder compared to normal.
Yeah.
And again, low bar. But there's and all these animation errors where people talk each other's lines. It's like watching a mid-era episode of Ninja Turtles from when they were cranking them out at light speed. But they go through the door, the warp portal door.
Yes.
And that puts them right in the dungeon where they bust out Hooded Robin. And it's time to hatch a plan.
And that plan is foiled once again by Fry Guy.
Yeah, so they see the throne room and they see that Fry Guy is guarding the vault. And we all know that Toad and Fry Guy have a history of Toad being...
Indebted,
and Fry Guy being the guy sent to lean on him.
Yeah.
Challenge him to the Great BMX Race. From whatever episode that was. I don't remember the name of it.
Mario's Magic Carpet.
That was it. And so they decide, rather than find a bucket of water, the best way to describe Fry Guy is to use Hooded Robin's mimicry skills again to make a Fry Gal.
And try to seduce Fry Guy.
Yeah, at the very least, lead him away.
Yeah.
So you got Toad standing on top of Hooded Robin, wrapped in a purple curtain. Go ahead.
How many times in this show are they going to catfish the villains?
Well, what are some other times?
I think this is the only one.
I was going to say, I know it's an old bit.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they've done that in this. I mean, Love 'Em and Leave 'Em doesn't count because that was reverse.
Yeah.
And then, so now all of a sudden you've got this tall, proportionate it's Toad and Hooded Robin holding a actual torch to be the fire, and then sunglasses on one of those opera glasses stick to look like Fry Guy's Kamina shades. Or Kamina. I never remember. The pointy Squirtle shades. And doing a feminine-ish voice that is not credited, but, it's kind of that... whenever you ask a guy to do a Southern Belle voice...
Yeah.
I do declare. That kind of thing. And so... Fry Guy is immediately enamored with her and makes fairly child-friendly advances. And she says some puns about turning up the heat or something.
Something like that.
Something, one of those.
Yeah.
And so she kind of waddles away and he follows her. Oh, and the whole time he's constantly spitting fire onto the floor.
Yes.
Which I think the Fry Guy enemy does kind of do that in Mario 2. Kind of. Sorry, I had to wait because that was going...
I heard. I'm going to adjust again.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to adjust too.
And now I'm going to order pizza.
Yeah. Hold my phone next to the mic. Anyway, so with Shy Guy distracted, they attempt to bust into the vault, but Koopa turns out to have been in there the whole time.
Sleeping in his money.
Yeah. Scrooge McDuck in it.
Yeah.
And he tells them... Did he say there's the death penalty for people who try to rob him, or debt penalty? I think it was a joke.
I heard death penalty for early withdrawals.
Yeah, that was it.
So it's kind of both?
Yeah, it seems odd that he would outright say death penalty. So, it might have been debt penalty.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's a penalty for early withdrawals, and that's getting your ass kicked by Koopa Troopas.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Toad and Hooded Robin are still leading on Fry Guy, and Toad takes steps on the house coat.
Yeah, which was a purple curtain.
Yeah.
But wrapped around in such a way. And yeah, it's the old bit where the disguise falls away, but you don't realize it because for some reason you're walking with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
In a way that can't happen. I mean, it made sense for Toad since he was just on the bottom anyway. But, so they get found out and have to run back, which in a sequence that takes a little too long is Hooded Robin eventually picking up Toad and flying away.
Yes. But they meet everyone meets in the corner.
Yeah, that's right.
And this is where the cover song is.
Yeah.
And on the remake with the new music, it has a weird 3 seconds of silence.
Yeah, it's just they improperly layered the Mario 3 cartoon music in on it. So
and it just cuts off.
And the sound effects were played really low.
Yeah.
Usually But
that was on both.
That's true. But usually in the later version, I find the sound effects will be louder than they were with the cover song.
Yes.
Pardon me, because they're running with the old masters and then layering the new music in, and sometimes it's quieter.
Yeah.
But, the Mario crew are running from the throne room, and Hooded Robin and Toad are running from Fry Guy, and they're running basically along the battlements.
Yes. And
they all meet in one corner, and then they all split up, and that's when they start playing this week's cover song.
Rocking Robin.
Yeah, originally sung by Bobby Day. That's that one, if you've heard it, you know it. It plays a lot on 60s rock stations.
But if you haven't heard it, you will now.
Yeah, special thanks as always to the Super Mario Bros. Super HQ channel on YouTube. Link in the description below for the cover song.
He rocks in the treetop all the day long, hopping and bopping and singing his song. All the little birds on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin go tweet, tweet, tweet. Rockin' Robin, rockin' Robin, blow rockin' Robin 'cause we really gonna rock it tonight.
Rockin' Robin.
Tweet, tweedly tweet. But yes, after the cover song finishes...
Which was the highlight of this episode.
Yep. We find that they managed to lock Fry Guy in the vault, and they've got Koopa hoisted up on a rope that they had shot him in the back with a plunger arrow, and then slung the rope over the rafters and pulled him up. And he's just kind of dangling there, because this version of King Koopa can't breathe fire. But, who can is Fry Guy. And he's throwing a fit.
Yeah.
And he's burning the vault and melting the money.
But not burning down the wooden door.
No, which is odd, to say the least.
So the Mario Brothers do what they do second best, and plumb the problem away.
Yeah, when in doubt, flush it out.
Yeah.
But it's another one of those things where they don't explain what they're doing and they just immediately do it.
Yeah.
But they got this bunch of pipe sticking out of the floor. And first we're like, oh, they're going to suck the gold away as it melts.
And then the animation shows it pumping out, not in.
And then we realize, oh, they're using it to extinguish Fry Guy. Or at least subdue him with water.
It's a homicide.
Sorry, there's a new hum.
Yeah, I know. I think the furnace just kicked on.
Okay. Anyway, so they cool off Fry Guy, and then they pull this lever, and it starts sucking away the gold like we thought it was going to be. Which, at first we thought that didn't make much sense, but it actually almost makes sense at the end, but in a way that's also a bit terrifying. Yeah. So they suck out all the liquid gold, and that's it. They just leave Koopa up there and Fry Guy in the cell. And we cut back to the village. And the single water pump in the center of the village now, with every single pump, spits out a little wad of gold that hardens into a gold coin.
So, no more water, but everyone's rich.
Yeah, so they can buy bottled water, I guess.
It's the perfect capitalistic system.
Yeah. They literally, it's like it prints money meme.
Yeah.
But yeah, their drinking water is forever tainted with trace amounts of gold. But, on the other hand, they have gold.
Yeah.
That's all the gold that was stolen from them.
Which was a lot. A lot more than you'd expect a village to have.
Yeah. So they have they're going to have a feast. Hooded Robin makes a merry man joke again.
Yeah.
Because we didn't mention
the more the merrier.
Yeah. We didn't mention it, but within the episode, Mario and Luigi do call himself Hooded Robin's Mario Man, like in the title.
Yeah.
And then at the end, Luigi says, I think you mean the more for Mario. And shakes Mario's fat stomach, because Mario's fat, and that's the joke. But even Mario laughs.
Yeah.
Because he remembers that one time that he almost turned Luigi into a plant person before they went to the Mushroom Kingdom.
I thought you were going to say the one time you just about turned Luigi into a vegetable. It's like, there's been more than one of those.
Yeah. Or the time Luigi was walking backwards everywhere.
Yeah. And eating backwards.
Yeah. Luckily, we didn't see that go to its conclusion.
Yeah.
But, so that's Hooded Robin and his Mario Men, and it's a bad episode. Not the worst. It's not bad as Mario's Magic Carpet, which actively bothered us.
Yeah.
But this was just a really cheap, stitched together, low effort Mario episode.
It was better than Stars in Their Eyes.
Yes. Which again, I don't even know why that one bothers me so much. It just bounces off of me. But it was pretty weak. I did like that Hooded Robin wasn't some guy. It was actually like an albatross.
Yes. I like the fact that it was almost a pun with Robin.
Yeah. At least it's a bird.
Yeah.
Actually, I've got a bit of trivia at the end that talks about that.
Okay.
In fact, actually now's not a bad time. The cover song. We'll do the cast first. Lou Albano as Mario. Danny Wells as Luigi. Jeannie Elias as Princess Toadstool and maybe the Fry Gal voice.
Yes.
That might be a guy doing the guy makes a girl voice. It's hard to tell. John Stalker as Toad, King Koopa, sorry.
You're right. You are right. John Stalker was Toad and King Koopa.
No, he wasn't. Let's not do that. He was Toad, the Koopa Troopa, and the Fry Guy, as always. And Harvey Atkin was both King Koopa and Hooded Robin. And who's elevated from the additional voices pool is Dorian Joe Clark as Mushroom Boy. Let's put that clip of the pitch down voice again. And normally at this point I would talk about something of note they've done, but there's absolutely nothing. This guy's IMDb is like 22 things. They're all single episodes of shows I've never heard of, and one movie it's called Power Games that has like a 3.6 on IMDb. And that's what he's listed as best known for. So maybe it's one of those that was on like Mystery Science Theater 3000 or something, and that's why it's known. But
okay,
he's listed as additional voices for the whole show, but this is his first elevation, so it's worth calling it out. But it's not like the usual.
Yeah.
And the episode was written by Mark McCorkey and Robert Schooley, who previously wrote The Fire of Hercules.
A better episode.
Yes, and they're the Kim Possible guys. They're those guys. If you want a rundown of what else they've done, it's in the Hercules episode. And according to the Mario Wiki and IMDb, this episode was originally titled as Robin Hood and His Mario Men. So it looks like it almost was one of those, either that was a spelling mistake,
yeah,
or it was actually going to be another, like a Mushroom Robin Hood, or just straight up a Robin Hood guy. But maybe they realized you can use Robin Hood, it's public domain. Yeah. But for once, they erred on the side of cleverness. So.
It's about goddamn time.
Yeah. So we'll do a quick run through of some of the animation errors before we get to lore or filler. When a Koopa Troopa mistakes Mario and his friends for Hooded Robin, the hoods on the Koopa Troopa's outfits are the same color as their bodies. This also happens when they are told to retreat.
You saw that?
Yep. This episode has many audio issues, including missing audio and audio dropouts. You mentioned that.
Yep.
When Hooded Robin introduces himself, a bush moves with the screen a few times. I didn't see that. Spikes on a shackle. When Princess Toadstool throws a magic potion, the liquid inside it is missing. I just thought it was a pink-colored bottle, but yeah, technically it was a clear bottle with nothing in it.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't... I'm looking for where... I thought there'd be a list of the voice things. Underbelly, hallway...
Oh.
Well, anyway, we definitely mentioned a few of those.
Yes.
This is one of 3 episodes where King Cuckoo... He's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Damn, I was hoping to cut that out. That's why I left the space. Now I have to keep it, as always. This is one of 3 episodes where King Koopa uses an alter ego, but not a costume. The other ones being the Pied Koopa and an episode we haven't watched yet. So, okay, this doesn't mention those voice errors, but oh man, are they in there.
Yeah, and they hit hard.
They do.
They're a punch to the gut.
Well, it's just, they're so much more noticeable than usual. Like, we've had them before, like with, I think Brooklyn Bound had one of the most egregious ones.
Yes.
I remember that specifically. And there's been a couple where, like, Mario said something, or Luigi says something and Mario's mouth moves because Luigi's facing away from the camera. I think the foreign animators just assumed whoever that is on screen, they must be the one talking.
Yes.
Because, it wasn't storyboarded that way. Probably. All right. Lore or filler?
The trash that needs to be taken out.
Yes. That is the right answer. Okay. We get into the ratings. I would give this a 2.5 Shapely Fry Gals.
I'd give it also a 2.5 John Stalker's Bowser.
Oh, I love that book. You know, they made that movie with Keanu Reeves.
Hold on. I only get one shot at this. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
Yes.
I was clapping at the same time, so it should line up in theory. If not in theory, perhaps in practice, and not in practice, I don't know. Perhaps...
Well, it's worked. It's worked before.
Yes. And repeatability is what we're aiming for. I believe that's called precision.
Yeah, well, it's better than the old... the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Remember when like 5 or 6 different commercials all had that in it?
I do.
Go ahead.
I do remember when that 5 different commercials all had that in it. But remember,
it's like some TV show must have had that in it.
Yeah. Or the... Well, if it looks stupid but it works, it's not stupid, is it? That's the one that gets me, because a lot of the times, no, it's stupid. It's just, it hasn't failed yet.
Yeah. Just wait. It will.
Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of waiting to fail, it's letter time. It's letter time. Hey, it's been a while, but we're back, and we've got some viewer mail to catch up on, so we're going to get right to it. Aaron's got some comments for us.
Okay, all these comments were left on the Excuse Me Princess Super Show, so I'm just going to ignore them all.
Oh, yes, we're not them.
Yeah, exactly. So why would I bother reading comments from a podcast that we aren't? But if you did actually want to know about those comments, I guess I can give you snippets. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll peek over the fence and read our neighbor's mail.
Yeah. Like Wilson. That's why he was doing all those times, right?
Either that or something with the tool man's wife. But probably not.
I was talking from Castaway.
Well, oh, you threw me a curveball there. I wasn't ready.
Oh. You should know better
comments.
by now. Oh, yes. Our good friend, Lenola Cola. And this is on episode 26, because it's been a while. It's been a while! Or however we go.
Don't worry, I'm pretty sure that clipped in real life.
It definitely did. As a reminder, that was on the episode relegated to the bonus disc, where we reviewed Baby Mario Love and Koopinstein.
What's the episode number?
That's number 26.
There you go.
So Koopinstein was the doctor and the monster, and I can't help but think Koopa and Peach, it's not Peach,
I was going to say, who's that?
are inside a cheese roll or cheese house for that screenshot. Yes, the Swiss mountains were made out of Swiss cheese. We're not sure if we really made an apt description of that during our episode, but if we didn't, the Swiss mountains are made of Swiss cheese.
No, we did, because they were called the Swiss Cheese Alps.
The Swiss cheese Alps are made of Swiss mountains.
And hamburgers are made up from the ground-up people of Hamburg. But no, we did call attention to the mountains. We might not have called attention to the cave itself.
Yes. And Super Luigi 64, spelled out...
Oh, that guy again.
Spelled out, 60 is actually spelled out S-I-X-T-Y, and 4 is just the number, because he must be a loser who couldn't have gotten the original one.
Yeah, that strikes me as somebody who tried to have the original numbers, but was denied because some other channel was using them at the time. But if you look at his username, it is Super Luigi 64.
I don't care about loser names.
Yeah, or on Twitter at G1 Super Luigi 64. Because he's a relic from the Screw Attack days. But anyway, what did this guy, who's probably pretty handsome, have to say?
Susanna Ross and the Sublimes is an all-time great pun name.
I agree.
We should get this guy on the show.
No. This is
fair
my
enough.
one veto of the week.
I can't wait to hear what next week's is.
You all already know. No pants.
You're vetoing no pants? Because I get it.
I'm vetoing pants and those not wearing pants.
Well, I've been known to place the blame squarely on tight pants.
What are you saying, John?
Yeah. Any other comments or stuff to highlight for this mailbag?
Yes, so I'm going to go to episode 28, King Koopa, War Profiteer. The episodes that we were reviewing, riffing, and doing our shallowest dive into yet was Fake Bro and Mario and Joliet.
You know, there wasn't much to dive into on Fake Bro.
He was a fake bro.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Captain Lewis missing.
He wasn't. He was there.
Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah. It wasn't like, oh, Captain Lou is missing. We found him. That's why he's not missing.
You gotta believe me. There's a Captain Lou out on the wing of the plane.
Who was it? So that was the original Twilight. Oh, it was Twilight Zone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that was Shatner playing that guy.
And then the next one was from the guy who ended up playing what's his name off of Third Rock from the Sun.
Yeah, it's that guy, and his name is John Lithgow.
And
Because they had a joke about that in an episode of Third Rock that had Shatner in it.
yeah, which we will play right
Here. No, wait, here.
So, how was your trip, sir?
Horrifying at first. I looked out the window and I saw something on the wing of the plane. The same thing happened to me. Anyway, to calm me down, they gave me something called alcohol. No. Let's get on a flight to Jersey and get another round.
No. That bar over there serves alcohol.
Hot diggity. I love this planet already.
Man, that was a great joke.
Yeah. Why isn't mine like that?
Why
We'll play that clip here.
Yeah, that's one fine-looking barbecue pit. Why doesn't mine look like that?
Man. Lenola Cola commented, the classic tale of the Koopalettes and Montashrooms. I believe we also might have some Spotify comments that we've been ignoring by some like Mr. Failsafe or...
Yeah.
That sounds like something that someone we used to go to school at would have used as his username, but couldn't be.
We used to go to school at Mr. Failsafe.
No, with Mr. Failsafe.
Yeah. Well, he retroactively was nice enough to put comments on most of our previous episodes, if not all, but we'll stick to some recent ones. Episode 26, relegated to the bonus disc. That intro was incredible. Okay, what was the intro to episode 26?
I don't know, but we'll play it right here.
We're just going to turn the mailbag into a clip show.
We haven't had one yet, and with the new name, we deserve one.
Oh, maybe that's it. No. For real, though. Episode 26. Oh, this is the one where you're talking about, I got you some Tim Hortons coffee.
Oh, yeah.
If presumably that's what he means. Okay, and then episode 28. He said, well, I might as well.
Episode 28 was King Koopa War Profiteer. So, was he talking about profiting from war? Because, I mean, yeah, if there's a war going on, you might as well profit from it. Someone has to.
I think he might have been... I think we might have said, hey, reminder, you can leave comments on Spotify.
Oh!
So that might have been a pull about the fact that he had been and we hadn't actually mentioned it. Sorry, Mike. He's our friend Mike, and we apologize. You want to get into the mail?
Can we profit from war a little bit more first? I could use the profits.
Absolutely. Well, why don't you become the CEO of an insurance company?
And we're releasing this at a time where that's actually going to be relevant.
Yes, that's why I said it. It's not the usual timeless humor I go for on this show.
I know.
All right. At time of recording...
Oh. Go ahead.
Like
Third Rock from the Sun Clippets.
Clippets?
Snippets.
Okay.
Sniffets.
Clip it good. Okay. At time of recording, we're 4 letters behind on Dr. Derp. Sorry, we had some in real life stuff that we had to deal with. But we'll do a double dose today and presumably a double dose next time.
If not, we will just get behind again like we always do. We're nothing if not unreliable.
We do manage to find a way to not do this, don't we? All right, the letter. Mario and Joliet / Fake Bro, or Monty Python's Battletoad Jump Scare. Oh, I like that.
Yeah. That's
a
much better name than what we had.
Hey, John and Aaron. A strange episode we have today. Let's tune in. Thoughts on Fake Bro? Wait a minute. This isn't Captain Lou Albano is missing.
No, it is
well, that's not the title either. Hey, John here. You probably realized by now that we read this letter already. It took us a little longer to figure it out because it's been so long since we recorded the last mailbag. So let's fast forward to the end where we answer the question of the week differently and in some ways better. Things are getting hot next time around. Until then, Go-Go Gadget, Giant Monty Python Foot. Okay, we read this before.
Yeah.
It's not just me, right? We did this?
I think so, but I have an answer for the question of the week this time.
I thought you did last time. I don't remember what my answer was.
Neither do I. But...
Well, let's do it just in case we didn't, and for some reason we think we did.
And even if we did, let's just keep it in.
We'll see.
Character redesign weirder than Odd Job Mouser. Koopa as Frieza.
Oh, Frieza from Dragon Ball?
Dragon Ball Z.
Actually, in the manga, it's all one big long story titled Dragon Ball. Yeah, I love people who go on Reddit and think they're the first ones to say that. But yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah, Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball Z. But I mean, he's
I
also
thought you
in
said
Dragon
it was
Ball.
all from one manga that was just called Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah, the Canadian theme song. Dragon Ball. No, how's that go? From the Blue Water dub, but the Canadian version.
I don't remember.
Dragon Ball. Something, a journey, a boy and a girl in a struggle for truth. Dragon Ball, the ultimate quest, looking for 7 crystal balls from the stars. Well, if we keep this, I'll put a clip of that in there.
Oh, okay, deal.
Together, a boy and a girl in a struggle for truth. Dragon Ball, so come
Yeah, that's what we had to deal with when they aired Dragon Ball on YTV. We wouldn't get the English version of Mystical Adventure until the DVDs came out. And who is it that was going to be like redesigned to be like Frieza?
King Koopa.
Okay. Second form?
No, first form.
Oh, in the chair.
Yes. Neil, take his coat.
I'm beginning to think my minions don't know what I pay them for. You don't pay us. Keep them alive for. Sorry, I can't do Koopa's voice.
Yeah, neither can I.
Okay, and we're going to take a short break while we find out if we did these 2 letters in the last episode, because if we did, we're at least skipping the next one.
Yes.
Okay, we're back with the second half of the mailbag for this episode. And, yeah, let's just continue on, because I'm sure I've already edited an explanation into the front half. So this is another letter from Dr. Derp, one that we haven't read before. For Too Hot to Handle... What's that?
At least not on the show.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody read it once, and that's what really screwed us up. All right, for Too Hot to Handle / Timeout Luigi, or unintentional foreshadowing to DCAU heroine Zatanna, but he wrote it backwards. And I wasn't going to try reading it that way. But I did read it backwards.
In getting out what I've word.
So you want to have that on record? You might want to run for Prime Minister one day.
There, that was perfect. Don't ever try to play that backwards, though, or else it will play a horrible secret recipe on chocolate chip cookies.
That man is not ready for. Yeah, no one sent us chocolate chip cookie recipes, so he had to backmask his own. Hey, John and Aaron. You know what time it is? It's time for the Mario Bros, no period, to pay us a visit. Let's see what they're up to. Thoughts on Timeout Luigi? Say what you will about Lou and Danny's familiarity with NES hardware. Oh yeah, because they were playing it with like one hand half the time. But seeing Luigi having too much fun with Wild Gunman is so endearing. A solid way to kick off the live... Objection noted. A solid way to kick off the live-action bit, followed closely by Angelica entering from the void that is stage left. Just in time for spooky season, we got one kooky little rapper. It's atmospheric, it's campy, it's quick-witted, and most importantly, it's memorable. It also makes the most out of Lou and Danny's chemistry. I would appreciate the Edison cameo a lot more if he wasn't obscured by the funny Mario head. Yeah, that was really weird. If you remember, when Edison popped up for his one line in that, the cartoon Mario was over him almost the whole time.
Yes, I do remember.
Yeah, because we were outraged, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That might be his last appearance. We say that every time we see him, but I think we almost mean it this time.
Yes.
I don't think it's a stretch to say that this is the best rapper since Slime Brothers, even if it lacks the presence of Ernie Hudson. Seems like all you need is Danny Wells playing against Mario the Straight Man for a good time. Fingers crossed we get more of that in the future. Bonus points for the backwards do the Mario. Yeah, that was funny. Alright, thoughts on Too Hot to Handle. This is going to go down about as smoothly as Pasty Pete's episode, isn't it? The cover song better be good at least.
His name was Sheldon, the Witch Doctor.
Bazinga. Credit where it's due, the surfer culture heavy designs of this episode's supporting cast are fun. Reminds me of that one reoccurring setting from Cyber Chase. Oh yeah. Did you ever watch Cyber Chase much? Or at all?
I've watched Cyber 6. Is it the same thing?
No, but maybe it's a prequel. No, it's these kids and a parrot voiced by Gilbert Gottfried who go into computers and fight a bad guy voiced by Doc from Back to the Future, whose name is escaping me right now because it's one of those days.
So is it like 1,000-year sequel to Aladdin?
No, it was a PBS show where the kids would learn basic problem solving and math and stuff as they solved these things. But I mean, it had Gilbert Gottfried and Christopher Lloyd in it. Because PBS could throw that kind of money around for a while.
Yes.
Man, your dog does not like Christopher Lloyd.
No, he is He was frozen today.
Oh. Credit, Even the fire god is in on the action. Can a fire god even die in the lava machine? Also, since when does Fry Guy have arms? Well, he's gonna need them if he gets a hold of Fry Gal. Good on Mario for recognizing King Koopa's voice in an instant. And good on this episode for filling the runtime with scenarios like the Mario Brothers evading a bombardment of bombs. They help to make this feel a little more fresh than its premise would imply. Then again, even when it's explicitly about a volcano sacrifice, there's still some amusing spins, such as how the islanders won't sacrifice her before sundown because Koopa didn't specify that. Pardon me. The cover song is alright, but it offers the episode some kinetic energy with appropriate visuals to go with it. Also another example of the Mario Brothers saving the day with plumbing, always appreciated. I think the one big thing that keeps this episode from being another piece of lazy filler is the animation quality. It's not as astounding as Toad Warrior, but it's incredibly consistent and good looking. Here's hoping to keep it up with hopefully some stronger scripts. Well, you can always hope. Favorite joke? At the sound of the tone, the time will be sundown. Blows Raspberry. On with the sacrifice. Books are hip-hop. Books premise, hip-hop gags. Unintentional foreshadowing. Is this the first time we've seen Mario in a tropical environment? Might as well add it to the count. Ditto for rafting across lava, which if I recall correctly is a premise from a Mario Party minigame. Should we also count the cursed watch as foreshadowing the stopwatch from Smash Brothers? 49 to date. Well, I think the stopwatch from Smash Brothers might be from Zelda 1. And also, you cross pits of lava on some platforms in Mario World.
As well as, no, never mind. I'm just tired.
Hey, that's alright. MVP of the episode, live action Luigi, yes. Followed by Angelica and Edison, sure. Honorable mention to Fry Guy and the Fire God. The Fire God didn't do anything. He was literally in a jar or something.
I don't think he didn't even say a single word.
No, I don't think he did.
All he did was get captured to move the story along. And by that I mean he was already captured, and then he was free at the end.
Yeah, Hercules did it better. Updated top 5, Too Hot to Handle almost had me with its animation, but the script wasn't all the way there for me. Timeout Luigi, on the other hand, is my favorite live-action rapper to date. Slips into the top 10 between Kiss and Tell and Butch Mario. Yeah, I think we also found the live-action segment is our first inductee into the top third for a while.
Yes, but I still think Slime Busters is better.
I would say so. But it's in that range.
Yeah.
Question of the week. If you were a D-tier elemental god trapped in a bottle, what power would you have and how would you signal for help? It's time to return to Hyrule next time. See you then.
D-tier elemental god.
So you're not like Raiden or Fujin. You're like god of fog. Or god of those little snow eddies that look cool, but ultimately means you're just going to be shoveling again.
Is there a god of friendship?
I don't know if that's an element. Not counting a certain cartoon. And even then, that wasn't one of the elements.
No.
I don't think.
Well, I will be an element. I don't know. Element of morning mist.
Ooh. I think I used that body spray once. Okay, so you're trapped in a bottle. How do you call for help?
Citrusy scents with a little undertone of mint and tobacco.
And that's calling for help how? Besides anyone who wears it obviously needs counseling?
Exactly. Maybe. I don't know.
For the love of God, Hank, where do you pick this stuff up?
However,
I never see you read. Do you think it's a cry for help? Sorry, I just love that bit from Venture Brothers.
However, feel free to purchase a morning mist from the animated arcade super shop.
Yeah, that's what we got. We got one of those. Okay, and as for a D-tier elemental god trapped in a bottle, I guess I would be... Yeah, the god of those little snow eddies.
And how would you call for help?
By writing my name in the snow. Not like that. No, probably I'd make an icicle on the roof and it'll fall off and hit a kid in the glasses. And he'll go in. His parents will think he shot his eye out with a BB gun, but through a series of hilarious clues, they'll figure out where I am. No? Nothing from Christmas Story?
I like it.
Fair enough. Nobody loves it. It's okay to like it.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we have one more. I actually just read a line off of the other one.
The other what?
Oh, never mind. Ignore that.
Ignore me.
That was a weird one. I love referencing things out of order.
So do I. What are you talking about?
Oh, in not this episode, but not the next letter, but the letter after that, it made it seem like we might not be getting mail from Dr. Derp, but I just read the first little bit, and we'll save that for the next time we read.
Yeah. Are we leaving it at just this one? Well, we technically did 2 letters, but we only are keeping one. Do you have one more in you?
I have one more in me.
Okay, so we'll do the sinking feeling Tutti Frutti letter, and then we'll leave Hooded Robin for the next episode. And we'll actually have a Dr. Derp letter on the episode it's from.
Yes.
Damn. It's a good thing we advertised we were taking a break. So did he.
Yeah.
Okay, so, clean break. And we got another letter here from Dr. Derp. That sinking feeling / Tutti Frutti O Mario, or are you gonna kiss me or what?
Yes.
Mirror, mirror on the set, it's time to visit the plumbers, I bet. Let's see what's up today. Thoughts on Tutti Frutti O Mario? There are a lot of surprises right off the bat. Lots of puppets, the Ratigator, and a celebrity escaping the cabinet mirror for a change. Who knew it was possible? Not Magic Johnson, apparently. The heir... parentheses Jordan, parentheses head. It's, the Airhead, or the Air Jordan head. Yeah. You got to read it more flat. Okay. The good news is the bathroom cabinet...
head.
The good news is the bathroom cabinet curse is broken. The bad news is our guest star this week is an overwhelming ham. Kind of goes nowhere after the cartoon. Not awful, but I'm not a huge fan. Fingers crossed this isn't the last we see of the abundant puppetry of the live-action rappers. Yeah, they had the Ratigator out for that. They had, did they also have that
Clog?
little Clog? I was just going to say, Clog was in there too, yeah. As usual, the opening Thoughts on that sinking feeling? For some reason, the incredibly romantic opening visuals clashes hard with the, romantic dialogue for me. At least Link and Zelda have genuine chemistry together. As usual, the opening monster battle is impressive. Pardon me. As usual, the opening monster battle is impressive. Nothing else to really add except why is there a kangaroo on Zelda's boomerang? Because boomerangs are Australian. Yeah. It's a few years too early to have a picture of Bluey on it. The production here, combined with the scale of the conflict of the day... Man, I'm sorry, I can't talk today. The production here, combined with the scale of the conflict of the day, makes for a thrilling sensory experience by Super Show standards, and yet I can't help but find the character interactions to feel a little half-baked. Credit to the vocal performers for making the less-than-ideal dialogue work as well as it does. On that same note, the contrast between the implied weight of the lore and the cartoonish simplicity of the contemporary magnet as a MacGuffin is not lost on me. I think I've gotten too used to contemporary Zelda, where objects like magnets and boomerangs are given distinct designs that feel more exclusive to the world of Zelda. Come to think of it, this feels like a, quote, lore episode in the same vein as Do You Take This Princess? Not one-to-one with the NES game storylines, but hunting for an item to solve a puzzle and then fight a boss feels intrinsically Zelda the same way getting a sword from an old man does. Or blowing up mountain walls to uncover secret entrances, for that matter.
I would agree if they kept the item.
Well, I mean,
it's a lot more closer to the Zelda game, but I'm not sure whether or not this would be classified as a full lore. I think... Oh yeah, there were definitely parts of lore in this episode. Ignore me.
Yeah, the magic bracelet and the Triforce. Like, again, we kind of don't do lore filler for the Zelda episodes because there's only 13 of them. But this one, if we were, this would be, a lore one. It uses stuff from the games, which is all we ask for. Given the scope and set pieces...
Limit. You have a very low bar.
I do. Hey, I paid $12 for the new DVD set, which we'll be talking about in a few episodes' time.
And all it got you was the End Circle app.
Hey. Yes. Given the scope and set piece... now I can watch something for free with more effort than I was using to watch it for free with less. Given the scope and set pieces strewn throughout this cartoon, especially the God's sake. Given the scope and set pieces strewn throughout this cartoon, especially the climactic encounter between Zelda and Ganon...
End bracket.
End bracket. This had the potential to be the best Zelda cartoon to date. I don't think it quite crosses that threshold, but it's still a welcome addition to the collection. Favorite moment? Link uncovering an entrance to the underworld with his delicate touch, followed by the climax. Haha. I added that. Pants. Books are hip-hop. Yeah. Books are hip-hop. Unintentional foreshadowing. Honestly, I can't think of anything specific to the Zelda series that was introduced in this episode specifically. Good use of specific there. Maybe there's a Zelda game where ruins rise or the castle sinks below the ground, but unless we want to count that as foreshadowing to Tears of the Kingdom, I got nothing. 10 plus question mark to date. MVP of the episode? The Ratigator, plus Link and his delicate touch. Updated top 5? This is a tightly packed episode, but reinforces the high standard set by the Zelda cartoon. But it doesn't crack my top 3. It does crack my top 10, though, between Time Out Luigi and Butch Mario. Question of the week.
Does this finally push Stars in Your Eyes off your Yop 10?
Oh, it probably does. I don't have his Yop 10 as a list, and it's not in here, but I think if he's following the standard rules and the one you add pushes the ones below it off, I think that does nudge Stars in Their Eyes off.
Good.
And good riddance to it. Yeah. Question of the week. Turn an ordinary everyday item into a Legend of Zelda item /upgrade/ability/MacGuffin. For example, the Sheikah stapler, capable of firing at swarms of enemies in a single blow. I don't know if that's what... Capable of firing at swarms of enemies in a single blow?
Yeah, you you hit the stapler against your hand, so it shoots off multiple staples all at the same time at the enemies. I know he's talking about.
Yeah. Next week's episode is a favorite...
But it's going to be awful. Thanks.
Draw me 2 pictures and staple them together in a single blow. Next week's episode is a favorite of mine. Will it hold up? Time will tell. Until then, go gadget, womp bomp a loo bop a womp bam boo. Tutti frutti, oh looty. Okay. If I were going to take a regular item and I got to give myself wide berth not to just do something that's on my desk in front of me, like he may have, I would have the collection of miniature Batmobiles of time.
Each one of them you're able to use once as a full-size Batmobile for 15 seconds.
Yeah. And it plays a soft piano rendition of that movie/show's Batman theme.
Na Batman. That's the only one that matters.
It is. It's like I played the first and only time I played through Arkham Knight. I did the entirety of it in the Adam West Batsuit. No regrets.
No.
And it doesn't make you change. It doesn't make you change back until the final cutscene, which is all pre-rendered.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be playing through Arkham Knight fairly soon.
Yeah, I don't have a system that can run it. I technically own Arkham Knight for Switch, but I'm not going to play it. I got the Arkham Trilogy for half price, which is a good price for the first 2 games, which run okay.
Yes.
Okay, quit stalling.
Ordinary, everyday...
You weren't. Everyday, ordinary guy bros item.
Yes. Oh, no, That is a very, very interesting question to think about. And I'm going to go...
Over there. Okay, you think about it. I'm having a fruit pastel.
To pay to win.
That credit card's been done.
What?
Bat credit card. It's been done. Sorry, I got a fruit pastel in my mouth.
But I'm just going to go with a pay-to-win model.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
It takes your entire wallet's worth of rupees and lets you send them as an e-transfer to Ganon.
Yes, exactly.
You're a money-gician.
You're no amateur, you're a pro.
Cha-ching. Okay, I think that's it for the mailbag this week, and we'll join us next week, where we'll actually be doing a letter that has to do with the episode that episode is from. Or will we?
All right, if you want to reach out to the show... Oh, this is something I haven't updated in the rub sheet, but I meant to.
Oh.
But we'll just do it on the fly. We've got new social media links, or we've changed all ours. If you are already following us, you're still following us. But our new email is... I think everything should be The Animated Arcade, except for Twitter X, because once again the character limit hit us.
This time it was 3 characters too many.
Yeah, and we're 2 of them. So I'm just going to...
Which means now we can start having guest stars, but only 1.
Yeah. Like Madonna.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I just want to make sure I don't get it wrong, and we'll trim around this, as I say so often.
While you're doing that, how do you feel about me ordering pizza?
Here we go. Okay, yeah. So if you want to reach out to the show, you can email us at theanimatedarcade@gmail.com, but we will still be checking the Excuse Me Super Show email.
Yes.
So no problem if you've already sent one. We've got a bit of a backlog. You'll have already heard a couple in this, but that we got lots to do.
Yes.
And then we're on Twitter, X, at Animated Arcade. You can leave a comment on the YouTube version, which is on YouTube at The Animated Arcade. The TikTok is now The Animated Arcade. We're on Blue Sky as The Animated Arcade. And we're in the process of changing over our Instagram as well. So I don't know for sure if that's going to be Animated Arcade or The Animated Arcade. We'll find out and let you know next time. But that's okay. We haven't had much traction there yet, so it'll almost be a soft relaunch anyway.
Yes.
We'll do our predictions.
Next episode on the Animated Arcade.
Yeah.
We are reviewing, riffing, and surviving through.
Oh. Okay, so the next live action segment is called Vampire Until Ready.
I don't know. It's probably just gonna be Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Damn, you're just determined, huh? So yeah, vampire until ready. That doesn't give you any kind of thoughts.
No, all I can think of is Dracula Returns.
I love that movie. That had Michelle Pfeiffer in it. Okay, and the cartoon, which ironically is the one that I didn't say from that list of Koopa alias but no costume, is 20,000 Koopas Under the Sea.
Oh, Jules Verne, Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. So our new theme song, as you heard at the beginning, is After School Keyboard Club.
After School Keyboard Club?
That's the one. God damn it. I'm not used to the new speeches. Our new theme song is After School Keyboard Club by Exennial, sourced from free...
I'll let you cut that one.
Thank you. Our new theme song is After School Keyboard Club by Exennial, sourced from freemusicarchive.org. A link is also in the description below for that, if you want to hear the whole thing. We're going to move that theme song thing next time, because that loses our, we'll see if you're right next time, because until next time.
Yes.
So, but anyway, until next time, I'm John.
I'm Aaron.
And until next time, everybody...
Do the Mario! I think that was one of the strongest Do the Marios yet.
Hey, paisanos, it's the...
Excuse me, princess.
Super Show!